Hi and welcome in the next Python tutorial in which we are going to cover functions inside of classes. As we have previously covered, functions are separated blocks of code which can be called on command and can be used as shortcuts to many things, as well as allowing you to reuse your code which you have previously wrote in the new Python scripts which you're writing right now. Today we're going to cover functions inside of classes, which by definition in Python, if a function is inside of a class, it's called the method of that class. So from now on, we're going to refer to those as methods. So to begin with, let's start with creating a new class, and I'm going to call that class events. So let's start by making a new Python file. Let's call it events. So first off, we have to define the name. And then let's give it an initialize function, which is going to set some basic variables. So first up, let's check if our class actually works. We should be able to create a variable of type events and pass it 4 parameters, which would be the name, location, date, and time. So let's try and give it a go. The first thing to do is, of course, importing our object, and then we can actually define one. As you can see, I have created a variable holding an events object, and I passed it parameters of the name Christmas Day, location as Europe, date as 25th of December, as per United Kingdom standards, and as per time, I simply set midnight. So now let's go back to our events file and create our first method. To create a method inside of an object, it's just as simple as creating a simple function in a regular script. So we're going to use the define command and then give our method a name. As you can see, I'm trying to create a method called changeDate, which we could use to change the date of each event. However, as there can be multiple instances of an object, you actually have to specify which object's date you want to change. So as the first parameter, which is the case in almost all of the methods you're going to create inside of objects, you have to pass the self parameter, meaning that when you call that function, it's going to refer to that specific instance of an object, and if we call it from our Christmas event, it's going to use the date from Christmas and change the Christmas date. But since we want to actually change the date, simply inputting the instance isn't enough because we actually need to input a date to which we want to change it to. So we need to pass on a second parameter, which we can call new date. And then inside of our function, we're going to access the date of the instance of the object which we're working on by calling self.date. And then we're going to simply set it to new date. So now let's go back to our main file and let's try if our method actually works. First off, I'm going to print the name along with the date of the event. Then I'm going to actually call my method from Christmas, and we can simply call it by typing Christmas.changeDate, because that is the name of the method which we created. As you can see, it's asking us for a parameter to pass, which is new date, and it's exactly the parameter which we put into our object. So let's say that our new date is actually going to be a user input. I'm going to first off convert it into a string. And let's give it a prompt, provide new Christmas date. Then after we're done inputting our information and using the method from the object, let's try and print out the information once again. So let's run our file for the first time actually in this video. And as we can see, it's saying Christmas Day, 25th of December, provide new Christmas date, and let's say we provide the 2nd of January. As you can see, it's printing out Christmas Day, 2nd of January. And that's pretty much everything that there is to methods inside of objects. I hope this video was helpful to you in some way. And yeah, that's it. Yeah.